So I'm pretty sure I didn't fully realize that I was gay before this happened. Like, I had already been on one sailing surfing trip with my dad and his best friend and his son Colin. And on that trip, Colin and I were doing things that were like not straight. So this time around, I'm like anxious waiting to see what happens with me and Colin. So, anyways, we get on the boat together and we start sailing out to the islands. And immediately, Colin is doing the exact same thing that he did on the last trip. He's positioning himself perfectly so that his shorts are blowing open in the wind and I'm getting a perfect view right up him. And I'm going back to just staring because I can't help it. And Colin keeps noticing that I'm looking, and then he positions himself perfectly so that I can continue to look. This pretty much continued the entire 4-hour trip out to the islands. So anyways, we get out there, and Colin and I want to go surfing. But the dads wanted to go fishing. So the dads decided to drop us off at the surf spot for a few hours, like leave us on the beach with a couple sandwiches while they go fishing. So now Colin and I are pretty much abandoned on this island with no buildings, no people, no cell phone service, like just me and him. And we go surfing for like an hour, and then we go back in and hang out on the beach. And when we get back to the beach, the first thing Colin does is change out of his wetsuit into his shorts. And to my surprise, he doesn't towel change out of his wetsuit like he usually does. He just changes right in front of me, like strips down completely to put his shorts on. So I'm like, okay, I guess that's what we're doing. So I do the exact same thing. So we're like awkwardly stripping down in front of each other and not even talking about it. Like we're just talking about the surf, joking around, trying to not like make it obvious that we're both checking out each other's packages. But both of us totally had a semi. Like it was so obvious that we both were excited by this. Like we were just worked up. Like the sexual frustration slash energy was a lot. And I'm pretty sure both of us were hoping that there would be more opportunities to take our pants off without actually having to like admit to each other or ourselves that we might be gay. So we decided to go explore around the island together. Like we had been to this anchorage before, we'd been on the beach, we know that there's a spring that runs down the canyon with like water flowing year round. So we decide to hike up the spring so we can go swimming in the pools. It's actually really cool. You kind of have to hike over these rocks and like through some bushes and stuff, but you end up at these really beautiful pools with waterfalls cascading down into them and like ferns going around them. Honestly beautiful. So we hike up there. We both have our board shorts on and we get to the swimming pools. Like we could totally go swimming in our shorts. But before we even jump in, Colin suggests that we go skinny dipping. And remember, Colin is a couple years older than me. So I was a little bit nervous about going skinny dipping, even though I really wanted to. I also didn't want him to think I was gay. So I told Colin that I wanted to keep my shorts on. To which Colin is like, no, come on, man. Like, there's all this moss. Your shorts are going to get dirty. Just go skinny dipping with me. It took zero convincing, and I decided to go skinny dipping with him. So we both started to take our shorts off again. And I ran out of time. Follow for part 2.